Okay, what's up, everyone? For those who catch the beginning on the replay, welcome. I'm your girl, Real Talk, and you are watching Real Talk TV. For this live tonight, I'm going to um, be posing the question: uh, if women are specifically African American women or Black women have become the targets for public humiliation. If you, if I don't get the number for my live, I'll just have like a discussion. Hopefully, I can get a I mean, I'll do like a little my thoughts. Hopefully, I can get a discussion going if people come into the room. But if not, that is perfectly fine. Um, so I came up with this title and this topic because if you haven't already noticed, um, there seems to be a lot of focus on women and what's up, what's up? Welcome to the room. There seems to be a lot of focus on women and their faults and making mistakes. I follow a specific cult called Carbonation. Type in the chat if you heard of this cult. And part of what the leader of the cult does is he breaks the women down publicly, and these are African American women that we are supposed to. Happy Valentine's Day, Pink Lady. Happy Valentine's Day. Obviously you know the title. Do you think, Pink Lady, that there is um, a push toward publicly humiliating African American women? I'm just curious. Do you think that at all? Um, Let me see if I can. And you are more than welcome to come up into the chat. Um, once I oops, once I figure out how to put the link in. Oh, thank you. Would you be interested in coming up in a little while once I'm finished my like little spiel? Because I would like to hear what you have to say. I don't know if you feel comfortable with coming up or if you're okay with, hanging out in the chat. Just let me know. Um, but some of the examples I'm going to give, I was given were carbonation and the humiliation of the women publicly. In the response, like, what do you think about the response of the audience who watches them get humiliated? Because most of what I'm seeing, most of what I'm getting from even my own viewers who watch my content are saying that's what they get. They deserve it. Oh well, they made their bed and then they have to lie in it. And my question is, why? Why do we feel that way? Why do we automatically blame the woman, except that her humiliation is warranted? What is the purpose? Um, who is there to protect us? Who is there to help us when we make mistakes and without judgment? Um, I look at, please put in the chat if you've heard of this. The Gorilla Glue woman, the Gorilla Glue girl. I'm sorry, they call her girl. The Gorilla Glue girl. Um, she was, oh my goodness. They had memes throughout the entire social media, the internet, with her hair, and which I made my my image for this video because their audience the audience that watches Carbonation and support Nature Boy, I feel they just, oh, absolutely, they are just as demonic. Absolutely. But what is the purpose in breaking down the women? What is the purpose in breaking down the women? Why? That's my question tonight is carbonation does it, yes. But guess who also does it? Love and Hip Hop and all those other reality TV shows. Um, and then we have just women in general on social media, like the Gorilla Glue girl. Like, why is her name Gorilla? Why is her name all over social media Gorilla Glue girl? She has a name. I think it's like Tamisha or Tanisha or something like that. Um, she had a name, and she's all over social media. Black women specifically, all over social media. If you look at TikTok, they have whole TikTok communities making fun of the fact that African American men, black men, don't date black women and how they're not beautiful. Why do you think that we have become the brunt of the joke of ugliness or and kind of like you get what you deserve mentality? um I find it egregious. I find it disgusting. And one thing I'm realizing as I make these videos, as I watch videos, as I look back at some of the content that I see on online, is that there's nobody protecting us. Nobody saying, okay, um, this person made a mistake, but that's okay because we all make mistakes. There are men on death row right now, today, as we speak. There are men on death row um, who made worse mistakes, obviously killing somebody, taking another person's life, who get more sympathy than black women right now. And that's disturbing. That's disturbing. When the quote unquote Gorilla Glue girl put um the glue in her hair, nobody looked at, well, not many people looked at the reason she did it. What was the reason behind why she chose to put that product in her hair? What was the desperation behind it? And what can she learn from it? Nobody looked at that aspect. Everyone just wanted to laugh and make fun. And what I find fascinating is, I would say maybe 50% or more of her critics were also women. They were also women. And what does that say about our sisterhood? What does that say about our woman code? Do we have a woman code? Um, Men have guy code, right? If they see something and it involves another man maybe not doing right, not doing so well, they may not speak on it, or they may go to the guy on the low, on the side, and address the issue if they decide to, but they'll never blast that man. White women will not get blasted on social media for the mistakes that they make, unless it's toward, obviously the black man. But what what happens when the victim is of this like social media destruction is the very person who's supposedly supposed to be being protected? Um, when I look at what is her name? Um, oh boy. The politician, everybody calls her auntie. When people were making fun of her about her wig, where was the black community then? You get what I'm saying? And this is going on and on and on and on. This throughout history. Black women are made fun of and tortured publicly. And there's nobody to say stop except for us ourselves. There's no one else to say that's enough. These are our Black queens. We have to love them. We have to respect them. And we have to do right by them. If they make a mistake, it's not our job to humiliate them. It's our job to enlighten them. And look at Velvet. I mean, I even give her flack. I'm not going to lie. Look at Velvet from Carbonation. She's running the streets, doing drugs, as we know. Um, Putting her child in compromising situations. But the person who facilitated that behavior and probably, helped her develop these patterns of disorderly behavior. Nobody really is holding that person accountable for those actions. We watch him, we obsess over Carbonation. Some of us, we make fun of the women who put themselves in that situation, who end up there. But nobody says, okay, what is happening to these girls? What are they lacking? And what can I provide them to protect them? And especially men, the men all who say, I'm for my queens. I love my queens. Where are you now? Where are you? Nature Boy should not have gotten this far. If you agree with me, please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and put in the comments. If you agree with me that Nature Boy should not have gotten this far, what is it, 6 years now? He has been reigning terror over these women and other men. But specifically for this video, I'm talking about my women, the humiliation. And then when a man confronts him, one of the first things they say to this sick demonic pervert, one of the first things they say to him is, I don't care where you stick your penis. That ain't my business. I don't care what you do. Thank you, Jacqueline King. Thank you. He shouldn't have gotten this far. Because it should have been a group of men, don't matter if they related or not, a group of men ready when they found out that this man was beating on women, was humiliating women, starving women, passing sexually transmitted diseases to these women. And we just sit and we let them go. The majority of the audience who is fighting against Carbonation, guess what they are? Women. So who was protecting us? Who do we have? Who do we have to stop the humiliation, the degradation of us? We hold these communities down. We build these communities up. So what do we get in return? What are we getting in return? But we're called sellouts when we decide to leave out the community, when we decide to date out, marry out, have children outside of the community. We're called sellouts. But at what point is enough enough? At what point? And I'm curious to see how other people think. Absolutely. I have no problem with opposing viewpoints. If somebody says, women kind of cause it themselves, Black women cause it themselves, explain to me how. Explain to me how we are causing the pain that we suffer on ourselves. If you can give me that argument and then it makes sense, maybe we can have a civil discourse. But until then, you can't tell me anything. You cannot tell me anything about protecting Black women when you allow people like Nature Boy to humiliate Black women constantly, publicly. And that's just that. And so um one of the things that I really wanted to point out was um Malia. I did a video on Malia. I don't know if any of you watched it, but I did a video on Malia. And I didn't really talk about what I didn't go deep into that video about how I really felt about the fact that, you know, she was not only starved, but beaten on a daily basis, beaten on a daily basis, made to kiss this man's dirty looking feet, made to kiss Velvet's dirty looking feet. And we sat and we watched as and called it entertainment. At what point is it no longer entertainment, but our duty to act? They're only in Puerto Rico. They ain't far. So why hasn't anyone stepped up and said, you know what? Sis, I got you. Yes, and drop dead for exactly. Why hasn't anyone said, you know what? I got you. I'm going to Puerto Rico. I'm gonna get me and a couple of my boys, and we going down there. And we're gonna teach him a lesson. We're gonna let them know that no, he can't leave the states. So we're gonna let him know that he can't keep doing this to our women. Cause guess what? They come back. These broken women, they come back. Once he's finished using and abusing them, once Love and Hip Hop is finished using abusing those women, once um the rest of social media is finished breaking down, they have to go back into society more broken than before they got there. And so the community that we supposed to want, right, has to have warriors within it, has to have a line of defense. People are more entertained than appalled, yes, by what he does. I don't even understand how he's not under the jail. Jacqueline, I'm gonna tell you why. Because like you just said, people are more entertained. They find this amusing. They find like they get some satisfaction. To me, this is what it feels like to me. They get satisfaction out of watching women suffer. We don't see the men too much suffer, do we? Do we see the men suffer? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. How often do you see True get beat down? How often do you see Loyal, you see him kneeling, but how often do you see Loyal being told to kiss somebody's feet? How often do you see Pisces? All he did was some push-ups. How often do you see Pisces being forced to fight another person there on live television? Somebody said Malia health is not good. Nature Boy don't care. She might be on her deathbed. Yes. Oh, that was Pink Lady. Yes. And all we did was watch it. All we did was say, oh, that's sad. Some people made videos making fun of her, because she decided to talk to Nature Boy, or didn't believe that, you know, didn't believe what people were telling her, that she was not well, because she was defending Nature Boy. We use that as an excuse to justify how we continuously berate her. Make that make sense. Somebody, please. Someone, please. And I mean, Nature Boy is smart. Nature Boy is smart, and the men that are around him are smart. You want to know why? Because they know. They know, just like the police department knows. They know who to target because they know that there's nothing protecting them. There's nothing protecting them. And so the weakest, and I'm not even going to say the weakest because we are the strongest. Black women are the strongest. I call us black, but melanated indigenous people. We are the strongest of them all. We put up with all kinds of crap the moment we are born. We fighting off brothers, uncles, cousins, and in some cases, sisters. Some cases, mothers and mothers' boyfriends. And we still rise to the top as adults. And then we got to fight off schoolmates, classmates. We got to fight off the thugs on the corner. We got to fight off the teachers, whoever. And then we get past that. We get past that. And then we have to fight our own men. We have to fight our own men for the respect that we shouldn't even have to demand. We deserve it from the stuff that we go through throughout our existence, growing up without a father. So think about that. He preys on those type of women who are tired of fighting or who may have never fought, who just gave up in the beginning to begin with. And so that's, my take on it. I'm gonna open up the chat. I'm gonna open it up and see if anybody wants to come in, speak your piece. You might have a story to tell. You might have an opinion to give, opposing or other, and that's fine. So give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can. Let me see real quick. Peach the poet said they set themselves up for it because they are immature, sexually disciplined, and then expect empathy in return. I'm curious, are you referring to the males or the females? All right, let me see. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Copy the clipboard. All right. Post a comment. Here we go. I'm putting in the chat right now the link. Don't be afraid to come up and speak your piece. If that's the link, I hope that works. Here's the link right here. Okay, let's see. Jacqueline says all of those that left could tell it all, but won't for fear of incriminating themselves. Ooh, that's interesting. Incriminating themselves in what way? Remember, we have laws to protect individuals who suffer from mind control due to being in a very abusive relationship. There are laws that protect you. There are ways that you can work through the system and explain that you were yourself a victim, and they'll work with you. So let me see. Anybody want to come up? I don't even know how, like, if you were to ask, would it show up? I'm on my phone, you guys, so it's a little I'm seeing it a little differently than if I were on my laptop. But yeah, I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want to hear, some opinions. That's what this is all about, is to hear voices. We have to speak out. We have to speak out about how we feel. We have to stop hiding and start really, being our own advocates, being advocates for each other. I wrote a book. I'm gonna talk. You know what? I'm gonna talk about it now. I was gonna save it for a little bit later, but until I see somebody come in, who wants to come up. I mean, so I wrote a book. It's called 15 Steps to Finding Love. Let me put it in a banner right here. 15 Steps to Finding Love: A Woman's Journey. And I wrote this book because of carbonation. But you know, believe me or not, I wrote this book because of carbonation. Well, I finished the book because of carbonation. Started the book because I got tired of being played. I got tired of um feeling like there was no playbook for me. There was a playbook for the men who wanted to hurt me, wanted to take advantage of me, take advantage of my innocence, of my lack of knowledge. But there was no playbook for me to protect myself from them. Can anybody agree with that? Growing up, what did you have? Who did you have? So that you wouldn't be humiliated. And so I said, you know what? I'm tired. And I began on my own finding out ways to, navigate through the bullshit. And I was writing, doing my thing, and I got stuck. And then I found carbonation. And then I found Nature Boy doing what he was doing to those women. And that motivated me to finish my book. That motivated me doing research. One of the chapters is about research. How many of you have done research on the men that you meet? Thanks, Pink Lady. Thank you. Yes, it's on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. And for the month of February, it is I think like $11.95. I reduced the price almost half. Reduced it almost half for Black History Month. Um, so it is definitely on Amazon. You can get that. And once I started following my own, how do I get the book? You can go on Amazon. I'm going to also be doing once I get 500 subscribers, I'm going to have like some kind of situation where I give a free book out. So, so if you catch that live, you'll automatically be able to be in that little pool to get the free book. So my next live will be about my book, 15 Steps to Finding Love. And people think, oh, this is a book about me meeting somebody. This book, and it should be like this everywhere for all women. It should be like this no matter where you are, who you are, in every aspect of your life. When you meet a homegirl at work, somebody you decide you want to be friends with, when you go to the club and you meet a man, whatever. There should be a set of guidelines, a set of rules that you follow, that you create for yourself. And I've done it. I've created them where you say, you know what? They're not going to trick me. I'm going to do research on this person. Okay, they told me their name is such and such, that they're single, that they don't have any children, that they work at this particular job. Well, let me Google it. Let me find that out. There are things called public records. You can get all that information. You can get a lot of information. We have social media. He's not on social media. Why is he not on social media? You become your own detective because, as this title states, it's too much room. There's too much room for us to be humiliated, and there's nobody to pick us up once we have been put in that position. And so now we have to protect ourselves and each other. And so to answer your question, the Anna Post and Pink Lady, I'm on Amazon. 15 Steps to Finding Love: A Woman's Journey. It's $11.95, I believe. $11.95 for the month of February. Yes, do your research. And then another thing that we have to kind of remember and focus on is self-love. That's the first chapter of my book, is self-love. You want to know why? Or self-identity. You want to know why that's important? Because if you know who you are, what can't nobody do? Put it in the chat. If you know who you are, what can't someone else do to you or for you? Let me see if y'all with me right now. Let me see if y'all with me. If you know who you are, what can't someone else do to you or for you? Hey, Tony, Tony. Oh, I want to make a quick comment or announcement. Please, please, please go to Tony T. Subscribe to her channel. She had her channel Sugar Love. She can't go live there. She can go live on Tony T. So please go check her out. Subscribe to her channel. This woman is amazing. She has great commentary. She does carbonation commentary as well. Um, she has other commentary and she breaks it down. Very educational. Please check her channel out. Let me see. Self-love is a shield over you from from dusty narcissistic men. Yes. Absolutely, Pink Lady. Absolutely. It is a shield. It's a shield. And if you know who you are, if you understand who you are and you begin to love who you are, nobody can tell you who you are. Nobody can tell you how to feel about yourself. Nobody can tell you how to feel about others because you look at others in relation to how you feel about yourself. I'm telling you, y'all, this is deep. This is deeper than we understand. This is deeper than Nature Boy. This is deeper than that. This is deeper than what we see on the screen because we experience it every day. We deal with it every day and we don't even realize it. When the parents that we have, the father that we may have never had. Now what do I do? It's simple. It's simple. If you've never had a man to understand how a man should treat you, that's fine. There are ways around it. Because guess what? Once you find out what it is about you that works for you, once you find out about yourself, what am I struggling with? What builds me up? What makes me strong? What makes me amazing? What um makes me envious of other people, or what are my insecurities? Once you identify those, guess what? Guess what? You can start moving forward. You can start healing. You can start healing. And once you start healing, that's when everything else comes into place. If you heal, you forgive. If you forgive, you love. If you love, guess, oh my goodness, it keeps going. You have room to give love. And you have room to deny anything that some bullshit that somebody gives you or tries to give you. And you'll be okay. What's her name? Aya. Aya is suffering. Malia is suffering. And I'm just using the names that we know them by, but we all understand that these are not their real names. But Aya is suffering. Malia is suffering. Efru is suffering. Sheba is suffering. What's her name? Velvet. Velvet is suffering. There are so many women who are there and who are not there, who are suffering from carbonation. Want to know why? Because they never got to love themselves. They never got a chance to understand who they were, identify who they were, because they're young. 19, 20. We got, 19, 20, 21, and then you have people with mental disabilities like Aya, a history of mental illness. So they never got a chance to understand and identify who they were as strong Black women so that they wouldn't be publicly humiliated day in and day out. Um, yeah, so I dropped the link in for anybody who wants to come up. Let me know in the chat if you've tried to come up and you couldn't. That means it's something on my end. But the link is in the chat. I can put it in one more time. Let me see. Pink Lady says Efru looks like she is extremely happy there. She will kill and die for Nature Boy. Loyal Flying Monkey. Flying Monkey, we all know that's narcissistic. Feeds the narcissist through supply. But I would say I don't think she's happy. I think she has allowed herself to be comfortable, but I don't think she's happy. And I say this because if you remember when Afro first got to carbonation, what's one of the things she did not want at all? She said she didn't want children. And then this man who tells you he's your messiah, he's your higher self, tells you, oh no, you have to have children if you want to be here. And then you reprogram yourself to want children. And then when you get the children, or and when your womb is holding a child, that person tells you, no, actually, I want you to get an abortion. I mean, I think she's just dealing. She's going day by day. All right, let me see if I can just click it. Hmm. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you, Sugar Love?
I did not know that you were going live today. I just got off. I would have took some time out, but I made it.
It's fine. You are here, and the discussion is about the humiliation of Black women, public humiliation, and yeah, we just throwing things out and talking
Oh,
pretty much.
man, it's crazy. I believe we have always been a target for public humiliation. We are the most unprotected race of women out of all race of women,
Mm.
and every race have their own skeletons, their own bones, their own problems, their own abuse. It's narcissistic men come in all colors, but we are the only ones that throw our women out there, throw them right in front of the bus. We are the only race that does that. But I had did a video. I don't know if you was on my channel then, but I did a video to black men. Shall we just kiss and say goodbye? Because it,
Mm.
enough is enough. Can we just like, if we don't want to be bothered with each other, because us making money off each other's downfall is not elevating us as a people at all. Every video you got the women bashing, women bashing, man bash. All right, okay, fine. So do we need to separate? So that's the question that I always put out there. But when wasn't we a target for public humiliation? When wasn't, even when, what's my girl name? And she
That's
did she's the Olympic star. She made all tens. What did they talk about her here?
oh yes. What's that young girl name? Oh my goodness.
Bows, something bows.
Simone
So
Biles.
yeah, what's the first thing we did? Oh no, what's the other girl? What's the other girl?
It was
For the
Simone. Gabby
it was
Douglas.
That yeah, Gabby Douglas. Look
Mm-hmm.
at all the look at that's the first thing we threw out. Or soon as like you look at a certain way, then we don't have a problem calling each other monkeys. We don't have a problem. I think the problem is deep rooted in the fact that they got mommy issues.
Mm.
So let's take it out on the female. You know, mommy issues because mommy was the man, mommy was the woman. Mommy is the only one you could say done, you know, you can physically say what she done to you if the absent father wasn't there. Because even if the father is there, you're still with mommy majority of the time.
Right.
So,
Right.
oh
I
yeah,
think you brought up a really good point.
the
Huh?
flying monkey is the person who brings back the information. That's not this the supply.
So it it used to only be Aya, but it is now Aya and
No,
Efros.
actually all of them are flying monkeys, but Aya is the best flying monkey. Every time
Mm.
people go, remember when she went through Sybil bag and she the one to go through
Yeah.
stuff, and even
Yeah.
conversating the other day. Oh, you was on such and such channel. Who voice you heard? Aya's. Yeah, she was. Aya
But
is.
if you
I.
think about it, the flying monkey in doing and get bringing that information feeds their supply because now they have created this amount of loyalty or false loyalty to the narcissist. And in this case,
Well,
nature.
they're gonna get supply anyway, but the
Right.
terminology is the flying monkey would be like the person it, that would be quote unquote like the neutral person. Like that'd be like like somebody's pretending to be your friend, but they the ones getting information. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's getting used. Everybody's getting used with a narcissist. They
Mm-hmm.
they have no friends, but they're the ones that, oh, I saw such and such on this corner, or I saw such and such, or I'll talk to such and such for you, and then bring back the information. Them they something like enablers.
Enablers, absolutely. Yep. And all enablers have different roles. Somebody said flying monkeys are a source of supply to the cluster B personality
Every
disorder. Go
everybody
ahead, Pink
is
Lady.
supplied. Pink lady, everybody is supplied, but that's their main function. Like I can be a source of supply, but I'm not. I don't have to be a flying monkey because I'm not bringing them nothing. I'm not bringing them. Remember, they don't want my supply. They're getting a supply. I'm not that person. So a flying monkey, that's what their job would be. But everybody is supplied some way, some
In
form.
some form. Yep. And so how can we translate this to protect us? And that's kind of what I'm trying to get at with this live is how can we take the knowledge that we have gained from people like Sugar Love, from watching the tea and seeing firsthand, what they go through, how and listening to Fundi Fee and all those other channel holders who give great analysis of what
Yeah,
is going on.
yes.
Um,
Oh, I love all of them. I did a. Did you
Mark
see
Wine,
the
I think
interview?
one of the people's names
Oh
is
God, Mark.
Mark.
Did you see the interview I did with Phony Fee right before they took my channel? Before they took
Yes, I saw. Yeah, I saw at the
before they
beginning
took
of it. I
my
was in the beginning.
privileges before they took my privileges. Oh God. And I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
glad I got that interview in. Well, basically, the main thing is getting them red flags out there.
that's
That's
right.
the thing. We got to keep letting people know what these red flags are. And you have to end the videos, which I try to do. I got thrown off because I usually put like a Dr. Romney or somebody like that. So
Hmm.
I usually put a professional, like whatever video I do and I see what he's doing, then I will
Hmm.
put that particular if you see my videos, I'll put a
Yep.
doctor one first that would explain. Like if I see him doing love bombing, I would say, okay, this is what love love bombing is. So you
And
you
just so you know, guys, in my book, I'm sorry to cut you off, Sugar Love, but in my book, there's a chapter on how to recognize red flags and how to create your own red flags. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to have things that they can tolerate and things that they should not tolerate.
well,
And that's up.
your red flag is what you call boundaries.
Yes. Yep.
And if anybody know
It's
you
when
have
somebody breaks those boundaries or
y'all
when
flee.
something doesn't feel right.
The devil with the if you just like I tell people from the get go, like when you meet somebody and they say a joke and it's really not funny, but it's a joke to them, that's a red flag. They testing you. You know, you gotta watch people jokes like,
There you
wow,
go.
I just met you. That's not funny. Oh no, we don't play them games. See, once you say no, that's not funny, we don't play, they know you are. Once you check them right in the beginning and you're serious, they know you have boundaries because they have to test you. They gotta test every. Oh yes, she is Pink Lady. I love Dr. Romney. It's a
Mm-hmm.
too, but Dr. Romney. Oh, I make sure I play her. Well, her major. It's another lady on there too, but I make sure I play her video first. And but then like, but you have to like. I had a friend, and the mother was in the hospital, so her boyfriend was there, but she's a younger person. So the guy come out showing me her boyfriend. And he like, hey ma, how you doing? Nice to meet you. You know, she's told me so much about you. I said, oh, thank you. So then when I got her in the hallway, I was like, run, girl, run. Leave him alone now before you get your feelings into it. So she like, why? I said, this man don't know me from a can of paint and call me mommy. I'm
Mm.
not, you don't greet somebody like that. See, these are the little things people don't pay attention to. So, which means he's trying to get me to believe he's a good guy. He's good, he's nice, he's friendly. So, I don't know that he's an abuser.
Right.
So, but I know the red flags.
Right. That's right. And the
It's
fact that you were able to talk to her, for
she,
me,
she didn't
that is
listen.
the key.
She didn't, you know, she didn't listen, right?
Oh, that's so fine. They don't listen. That's okay. Sometimes we don't. But it's good to know that somebody warned us because guess what? When once we find out, and sadly we're gonna have to find out the hard way if we don't listen. But once we find out, we can go to the person who told us. Cause now I know, I know you have a bit of knowledge that I didn't see before. And now I see it. So now I know I can go to you. You get what I'm
Oh,
saying?
they come, people come to me left from right. I am a knock detector, even when I had my own, but I didn't have a name for it. But see, I always I never I didn't know a name for it, but
Mm-hmm.
but I'm a person with boundaries. Certain things
Mm-hmm.
I don't tolerate. So I've learned that the devil shall flee. Once you got boundaries, the devil shall flee. They need
Mm.
they need supply. I'm not a good source of supply. They may think I am during a love bombing stage, but when they test me, they find out I'm like I tell women, say what you mean what you say. So if you don't like certain things, you have to learn how to apply that in your life, period, with anybody. Say what you mean what you say. You say to a guy in the beginning, I don't I don't do
This.
cheating. If you cheating once, I don't want you no more. You have to mean it. You have to get to the point to whereas, and you was talking about loving yourself,
That's right.
and that part is beyond true because that means you don't have a problem spending time by yourself neither. So
That's
I don't
right.
have to put up with you. I love myself. I love actually. Well, I'm terrible now. I don't think nobody can get in because I've been by myself for so long. But But
And that's okay. Part of that discovery is probably is finding out sometimes that you don't need anybody else to feel good. You don't need anybody else to feel whole, to feel complete.
some
And
people, they're they're not, they don't know the meaning of, you got to be prepared when you say what you mean and mean what you say. You have to be prepared of to walk away. So
mm-hmm.
a lot of people are not prepared for that. So that's how they get love bombed and all that other stuff. Again, no, there is no sorry. I told you, if you do this, I'm going to do that. And you
That's
have to mean it. Oh
that's
no,
right.
I like them type of jokes. No, we would not talk about nobody. Like, no, my mother is off limits. My kids, so they like, oh, this person got too many damn boundaries for me. The devil shall flee. You're not a good knock source for them. Like if you stick to it, they don't like people who stick to a schedule, and they're gonna try little things. Because remember, they don't go after the weak.
Yeah.
Anybody, everybody's up for grabs, and they prefer the stronger people.
It depends on what narcissist you're referring to. But Pink
Correct.
Lady said narcissists are studying you once you open your mouth. Sociopaths are more deadly. They study and remember everything about it. Example is how you pick up your your fork button, your coat. So
Because they're mirroring you. But the
right.
difference
So
is a sociopath, they do the rampage, but they're in and out. Now you could be married to a narcissist person for years, but that sociopath will damage your life and then it's off to the next one, off to the next one. But it's so much damage done, it take you
mhm.
forever. Um, but
It's a saying that I heard a while ago, a long time ago actually, when I first started getting into this, and that is um all sociopaths are narcissists. Like no, not all narcissists are sociopaths, but all
correct,
sociopaths are
correct,
narcissists.
correct. But my thing is, you could study, you could say, you could do whatever you want to do. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to cut, I'm going to help you out. This was what
Mm-hmm.
do, this what you're not gonna do. So you
Mm-hmm.
gotta find ways to get rid of them in the before you fall in love stage. See, a lot of people don't know themselves, so they don't know how to be upfront. Listen now, because remember, you have the chance to say all these things in the beginning because they got the mask on.
That's right. And that's why you set those boundaries. You set those boundaries, ladies, and you stick to them no matter what. You stick to them. And it might hurt because it might be, someone who says, "Oh, baby, I'm gonna come and be with you every day at this time," and then they don't. If that's something that's important to you, if they say they're gonna do something that's important to you and they don't go through and they don't fall through with it, that they just broken one of your boundaries, and then you have to figure out, is this something that I just cannot tolerate? And if it's
No,
something you can't tolerate,
there's
you have
nothing.
to act on it.
There's nothing to figure. You have to learn how they say, now you ghost. Now I mean, it's that severe now. Once you see they test you, you got to get out of there real quick,
That's
honey.
right.
There is
That's right.
no decision. There's no deciding. Remember, you say what you mean what you say. So if you want to play these type of games, honey, you better learn how to do the moonwalk and get on up out of there, and then let him go find a new supply. People think it's hard. It's really not that hard. It's hard on you emotionally, but not on you mentally. Cause mentally, like nah, we're gonna play this game. Okay, so you say you're gonna call at this time. See, these are the games, but see, you gotta be older to understand how to really do this. Younger people, they're we all were a little bit more gullible because we didn't
Hmm.
know all of these things existed.
And that's okay. I think that's okay. That's part of, they're in the stage of where if they get the information, even if they don't follow it, even if they, bump their head a couple of times, at least give them that information, such as learning who they are, discovering who they want to be, and knowing themselves, understanding the things that they want in the future. We don't talk about these things, I think, and that's why a lot of young people suffer so, especially
Yeah,
black women
but they,
suffer
but
so
we
much.
didn't. Our parents, like, it's coming to light now. Just like a
Mhm.
parent back in the days, they can look at a man and mama go, mm-mm, that man ain't no good, or mm-mm, that woman ain't no good. But they didn't have a name to put to it. See,
That's
now
right.
we have names and terms, and we know, but they didn't. So what was they to teach us? All they could say is that man is no good. You better watch yourself, or he looked like a woman abuser, or he looked like this, or she is this, or she is that. That was the most they could teach us. See, now in our generation, now can teach the younger generation
Mhm.
terms with it, and we can, like, this what you do from the beginning. This is what you look for before you fall in love. You know, before you open that BJ up, take it was a song, and it's an old song. But when I heard that song, it changed my life, right? It's a song by Percy Sledge, right? And it's called Take Time to Know Her. It's not an overnight thing. And as he's singing this song, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that changed my life. Before I fall in love with her, I'm gonna take some time. Take time to know this person. You know, please don't rush. It's an old song, and then it's a reggae version also, but they both still old songs. So both of them, the storyline is. I mean, the song is like it just make you say, "Wow." But you got to take time
Right.
to get to people.
I have a question for you then. Do you think um that music has an influence on how women allow themselves to be treated,
No,
whether it's bad or good?
no.
Okay.
I think that I do know the hurts in the music. It like a heartbeat. I know it, but we heard plenty of songs. Did it influence you to do things?
Yes. Yes, especially when I was a young teenager. I always remember, late night staying up and having a little radio on the
Yeah.
side, and listening to, oh my goodness, what was it? It was I remember the song would be like the intro to the radio station. It was Quiet Storms.
Oh,
And
Smokey Robinson.
no, it wasn't Smokey Robinson. Well, the original singer might have been, but they used that as their intro um, for this show, and they would play nothing but like really sensual music that I shouldn't have been listening to. But I was exposed to it, and that music put me in a space where I thought I was older than I was. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what did it make you do? That's the
It
question.
made me dance sexy. It made me feel sexy at a time when I shouldn't have been thinking about being sexy at all.
No, that
And,
was
and
the hurts. That was the music, not the words in the music. That's why I said
it
the
was the
hurt.
words. It was the words. It was
Yeah,
the
but
words in the music.
you said does it influence you on what you do? So
Yes.
it made you sway a little bit. But what did you do? Did you go out there and was promiscuous because of it?
No, but when I heard, I thought I was more relatable to older people because of it, and so I started, maybe dating older men when I started
Oh,
dating.
okay.
Yeah. And so for me,
That's
hearing,
I know what you're saying. Some songs is what.
yes, all those slow jams, they call it baby making music for a reason.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know certain songs the same way, like your heartbeat make you move a certain, like they it's how they control the hertz, and
Mm,
that's what gets you, like a certain chord or a certain key. Because if you were heard the same lyrics but with a different beat, you wouldn't feel the same. So it wasn't really the words of the song, it was the
mm,
music, what was in the song. Because you got some, it could have been that same song, but it could have been like in a, I don't know if you remember house music, but let's say they put that with a house music beat, you'll be dancing around now, but it's the same words that's there.
the reason I asked is because Nature Boy and a lot of cult personalities, narcissists, such as a SWAT Allende person I've reported on, R. Kelly, they all gravitate to music and they lure young girls and women in with music. And the music is very similar. It's very sexual, sensual,
Right.
soft,
It's
almost
music,
alluring.
not the lyrics. It's the music. I get what you're saying, because that it I understand what you're saying, because that's how they make a lot of money. Like,
Mm,
that's why they have party music, because you hear, as soon as you hear this type of beat, one thing make your head move, one thing
mm,
makes your hand move, one thing make your feet move, other thing, next thing you know, you twerking like, what the heck? I didn't know I was, you just automatically
exactly.
find yourself like, well, hold up now. And then you got some stuff that turn off the lights. So, but but
Exactly.
each thing was put to a different sound. It could be the same words, but if it was put to a different sound, you're going by off the sound of the song, not the words itself.
I think it's a combination.
Like, if you ever had mixtapes back in the days when you will understand what I'm saying. If you heard mixtapes back in the days, I don't know how old you are, but when they used to take certain songs and they put that club or that house sound to it, or that techno sound to it, it's the same song, but now you're dancing. You're not feeling sexual no more, because they raised the hertz. When you raise the hertz, you raise the heartbeat, so it makes your body move, and it's the same words.
I
Just
see what
like,
you're saying. I think maybe it might be different. It might be different for different people, because if I hear like for me, no, if the words mean more, but that may just be because I'm a writer.
right, but
I hear the
but you got
words no matter what.
but you have to hear. But I'm saying, if you change the beat, I'm
Hmm.
try listening. Try
I
maybe you
get
could
what
maybe you could find some on YouTube. Like, I'll find one, and oh God, we didn't know, we're not finding nothing. Copyright
Oh,
strike.
it is. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Okay. But no, I'll do that. I get what you're saying. You're saying that it might, evoke a different emotion
It's
other
this
than.
it's the music. Like, sometimes you cannot hear a lyric at all, but just hearing certain rhythms, because
Hmm.
it's in our soul. It's from our soul, and you're gonna still start moving. So even if you hear a song, and even certain jazz music, they ain't got not no lyric in it. Just put you. I mean, even Pink Lady said the music today influenced me. It can motivate you, enlighten you. It can be good or bad, which is correct.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it's the beat. See, they study the beat itself, the music itself, the hertz itself.
I truly believe lyrics are chants. That's why people gravitate to them so much. They are
That's like
chants,
R.
and it's
Kelly.
being repeated over and over and over again,
Yeah.
like casting a spell.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it is 11 o'clock. I have been on here for an hour. I wish I could be on here longer, but I'm being rushed off, you guys. So um but I did want to say before you go, before I close out, thank you so much, Sugar Love. I love, love, love when you come to my channel and
I just gotta know
I,
when you go live now. You gotta
huh?
have it. I
I had it. I had it time. I put it on since 10 o'clock this morning.
You was on
It
10
might
o'clock this morning.
No, I posted the notification 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, I didn't get the notification. Remember, I'm a new channel now. How do
Oh,
you post?
oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm subscribed to your new channel. I don't know. Well, anyway, I'll stop by. Probably. Oh, are you going live tomorrow?
Oh, honey, I got to get my grind on. I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours. I don't play. I don't
That's
play.
right.
And
Okay.
when God give me the strength to grind, I grind. When He tell me to stop, then I stop. Certain days I don't go, but I grind every day until God said not today. Because
That's
it's
right. Okay.
a
So
new
I'll be
channel.
there.
All right, darling. But we will
But
definitely.
I wanted to say again, thank you, please,
I want to
to
do
the people
more
who are
topics on.
still
So
watching. Do
hopefully.
you want to give yourself a shout out real quick? Your channel.
Oh, if you come check out Tony T channel, that's my new channel, TONITEA. But I would like to do more topics like this. That has nothing to do with Nature Boy, but I love this topic. Have black women became an easy target for like. I like to dig into topics like this. So hopefully you could come on over on mine too, and we could discuss different topics. Because
That's
I don't want
right.
to make Nature Boy's channel because he's. I only use him to point out narcissistic behavior. I really don't care about him.
That's right. Thank you, Pink Lady. You have a wonderful night. For those who are interested, please um, go to Amazon, purchase 15 Steps to Finding Love, A Woman's Journey. That is my book. It'll help you deal with how to wean out narcissists and really find yourself, love yourself, and discover who you are so that you can navigate through this thing called life. Um,
Oh.
Thank you to everyone who has helped me get to 400 subscribers. Please, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, like my channel, comment, share, and I will be giving away a free book once I get to 500 subscribers. We have only 100 more to go. All right. With that being said, um, it's the end of the show. Thank you so much, guys, for participating, for being a part of it. Thank you, and oh Lord, Miss White,
Pink lady,
um,
don't be going making no babies, okay? Pink
Pink
lady,
Lady, don't make any baby.
if you put baby making music out there, don't you go out there making no babies, Pink lady. No, no baby music for you.
and and again, be safe, love yourself, and learn from whatever it is you're watching. Don't let somebody control the narrative of your life. Peace, y'all.
All right.
All
Night
right,
night.
night.